Stop. I didn't do shit.
You're not going to push me out of the way.
I didn't do shit.
Hey, you're not going to push me out of the way.
I'm not doing
Put your hand behind your back.
pregnant.
Okay.
Put your hand behind your back.
Committing crimes while you're
I
pregnant.
didn't do shit.
You're going to push me.
I pushed
No,
you.
I
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not push you. I
Yes, you
pushed
did.
the door, and you hurting my arm. I'm not resisting.
All right. Stop
You have been
moving.
resisting the whole time.
No, I didn't. You didn't even grab me. That shit is hurting. And like I said, I'm pregnant.
All right. Stop committing crimes while you're pregnant.
Let me go. You don't know what I did. I didn't do shit.
You're not being let go.
I've certainly heard a lot of ridiculous pick-me stories, but I've never encountered one about a pregnant woman with a more disgusting and entitled attitude.
You did, right? We took the
It
cuffs
took
off.
20 minutes. And like I said, I'm 3 months pregnant.
Like the one I'm about to reveal to you all. I didn't think it was possible for a pregnant woman to steal and then use her pregnancy as an excuse. Criminals these days feel life has become as fictional as the daily soaps they watch. Some women think they can take whatever they want from a store without paying, because they are pregnant and feel like it's a golden pass to act irresponsibly and get away with it. But they always learn the bitter way and discover that the law will always remain the law. The perfect example is this particular woman who got caught stealing and tried to get away with it. But she got what she deserved and got arrested before she could drive off with her accomplice. One of them is this crazy woman who kept on using the fact that she was pregnant as some sort of free pass. Of course, the law doesn't work that way, and it was only a matter of that before she learned about it. On the 27th of June 2023, the Target store reported a very peculiar case of theft to the police in Illinois. The suspects were 2 women, and one of them, who repeatedly claimed to be pregnant, was beyond misbehaved. They were caught stealing from the Target store, and the cops were immediately called on them. It's very disgusting to even think that one of these women found a way to try to justify their theft. Stealing is stealing, and nothing can change that fact. When the police arrived, it became clear that they had a very complicated case on their hands. One of the women refused to cooperate and tried to avoid the questions she was being asked.
You guys just took from Target?
No, we didn't take from Target.
Yeah, they just called you, just stole from them?
No.
9150 copy 28.
We had returns.
Anybody got an ID on them?
No.
Okay, well they just said you took over $1,000 worth of stuff from them, so you got an ID?
No.
Give me a name then.
Even when the police tried to eventually handcuff her, she refused to keep her hands in place. She tried to resist the arrest, but repeatedly tried to make it look like that wasn't what she was trying to do. She repeatedly told the policeman to be careful with her because she was pregnant. This woman kept on saying that she wanted the handcuffs removed from her hands because it was hurting her, and she was pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
She made a lot of excuses, but that only makes one wonder why a pregnant woman would be shoplifting in the first place. If you do not want to get arrested, do not commit crimes. The crazy woman kept yelling at the cops, and they eventually took her to the car still in handcuffs. The police then went to have a conversation with the other woman who was not acting crazy like the one who kept saying she was pregnant. The cops approached her and asked her if there was any reason why they did all of that. They interrogated her with a few questions, asking if they paid for the stuff. But the lady didn't give any reasonable answer or explanation to why they did that. She admitted that the other woman was the owner of all the stuff that was in their car. Apparently, it was the other woman who brought all the stolen stuff to her so she could put it in her car. To think that they were trying to escape was the height of it all, and her story wasn't really adding up at first. Being pregnant does not allow you to steal or pick something from a store without paying for it. The police asked the lady if there were guns, stolen property, or drugs in her car and that of the crazy woman's car, but she admitted that there was nothing of such in their cars. As a result of her cooperation, the cops acknowledged her for not acting crazy like her friend who was escorted to sit in the car.
I don't know what's going on, obviously, but she's obviously causing the problem right now, so I'd like, you seem like a more reasonable one. I'd like to hear from you as to what's going on. I mean, is there any reason why this is happening today?
I got off work and get her right to the store.
What was that?
I just got off work and get her right to the store.
Negative.
This is your car?
Yes.
Store with her?
Yes.
What were you guys looking for in the store?
She is moving to her apartment.
Okay. You guys pay for any of the stuff?
Close the screen too.
No.
Close the computer.
You try to scan anything, or just kind of walked right out?
No.
Just walked right out?
Yeah.
916, did you get a 28?
Anything else in the car that you guys already loaded up?
She said that, she said that the stuff in the car is because she's moving. So is anything in this car yours?
No.
It's all hers.
9150, are you clear for your return?
The lady then took the cops closer to the boot and showed them all that she had in there. There was a bag of washed clothes and some stuff that was left unopened. The cops asked if they had a receipt for the stuff, but she said they didn't have a receipt. According to the lady, all the stuff that was in her boot was gotten from her friend's mom's house. She said her friend was moving out from mom's house, and so they loaded all the stuff in her boot. However, the crazy woman stuffed all the things she took from the Target store and stuffed it in the back of her friend's car. A brand new TV and 4 packs of hangers were found, and the lady told the cops that it was her friend who put it there by herself. She also admitted that the TV was gotten from the Target store. The lady was pretty honest and told the officers all they needed to hear at that time. She was very calm when she was being interrogated by them. One of the police officers noticed the lady's car and said that he had seen it in the town but didn't know where exactly. He then asked the lady where she and her friend were the previous night with the same vehicle. The lady responded that they went grocery shopping. It looked like the officer wasn't convinced by that response, and so he proceeded to ask her where they both lived, which she said was Chicago. It was then they asked the lady what she and her friend were doing at Target store. And she gave the same response that they came for regular grocery shopping. The lady should have stopped her friend from taking merchandise from the store, knowing fully well that it was an act of theft. But she decided to encourage her friend by smuggling it out of the store. The 2 ladies were caught on camera picking the stolen merchandise. However, the officers appreciated her honesty and also commended the way she responded without being rude or showed any signs of disrespect.
Absolutely you do not. Because you made your own choice prior to that.
I don't give a what you talking about. Leave me alone.
You do that.
Negative.
They left where she was standing and went to meet the crazy woman in the car where she was being handcuffed and opened the door. The crazy woman told the officers how displeased she was with the way they treated her, and that was what made her react in that manner. She told the cops that she wasn't trying to run away because she had already been caught. The officers told her they did that because of the way she behaved. The crazy lady said whatever she did wasn't enough reason for the cops to twist her ankle like they did because she's 3 months pregnant. It was a very ridiculous situation, and it made absolutely no sense. It would be right to wonder and ask if that woman really meant what she said to the police officer. The fact that she was found guilty and at the same time pregnant does not give her right to steal merchandise from the store and go unpunished. What does being pregnant have to do with theft, and to crown it all? She was yelling at the policeman for being disrespectful while she was actually the one being disrespectful. One of the police officers went back to the car and decided to have a proper conversation with the rude woman. But she certainly proved that her attitude isn't going to change. She decided to play the victim game by accusing the police officers of twisting her hands and causing her pain when they handcuffed her. She claimed to be feeling hot and demanded to get released because getting arrested wasn't good for her condition. So she was scared for her life. According to her, the police had a rough record for beating up innocent victims and getting them arrested on false claims, so she didn't want to end up like that as a pregnant woman. Honestly, I think it's okay to say this woman deserves to be arrested for the amount of times she mentioned the fact that she was pregnant. It was too exaggerated and unnecessary. Even while she was taken to the police station for proper investigation and so her things could be checked, she kept arguing and trying to make it look like she was being wrongly accused because she already paid for all the stuff that was being checked. Aside from trying to lie her way out of things, she repeatedly told the policeman that he had been rude to her. It's quite funny that a woman who has had the loudest voice in the conversation and repeatedly tried to resist arrest and talk, the policeman had the nerve to accuse another person of being rude. Just like I stated earlier, This woman had a great urge to act like the victim and make everything about herself. She sent as far as accusing the policeman of treating her like George Floyd. Not only is it absolutely false, it's beyond disrespectful. She was asked to cooperate and she was given many chances to listen to all the instructions, but she preferred to be clueless and act like none of that mattered. After making that false accusation, the police officer tried to explain to her that she was being completely irrational and making things up. He told her she was definitely not treated like George Floyd, but she tried to defend her claims by saying she was pregnant. Again.
Don't treat me like I'm George Floyd.
I didn't treat you like you were
Or
George Floyd.
Breonna Taylor.
Did I treat you?
Or
Okay, first of all,
Sandra
George Floyd got put on the ground and knelt
Yeah,
on for
I
like 9
remember.
minutes.
Shit, that's
You
exactly
didn't get
how
put
I
on the
felt.
floor. You didn't get
With
put anywhere for
handcuffs
9
around my
minutes,
wrist
right?
and I'm 3 months pregnant.
But you didn't get put on the ground.
I'm a pregnant woman.
But you didn't get put on
I'm
the
a
ground.
pregnant
Number
woman.
one. Number two, Breonna Taylor got shot. Did
I
anybody shoot
remember.
you?
I remember it
We
felt,
didn't-
it,
so it's
I
not
felt
even
like I
close.
would be shot
You
because
are
y'all
not
didn't even give
going
me
to
a
be
chance.
shot.
Y'all didn't even give me a chance.
Come on.
Shit, everybody that's scared of the police when y'all
No, that is
over-aggressive
so
for
not
no
true.
reason.
The policeman even tried to be nice to her and laugh off the things she said, but she preferred being difficult instead. As time went on, she began to understand the gravity of her mistakes, so she tried to negotiate and slowly accept that she did steal stuff, but not that much. She argued that there were actually some things that she paid for herself. After the investigation, both women were eventually charged with retail theft. As for the pregnant woman, she was also charged with resisting arrest. After intensive calculation, the stolen merchandise was worth up to $1,000. At the end of the day, the pregnant woman did steal, and she had to be punished.